Hi, welcome to TR Academy. In this video, we're going to see about how to prepare for IAS. Should know everything about everything. It's not mandatory to know everything about everything because this is going to be a dynamic syllabus or a range of topics where you can't learn everything. The syllabus is way too vast that even if you sit for an year and prepare everything, you can't cover all the subjects. So uh, take out the key topics which is comfortable for you. Make yourself work it out in each and every topic, and it helps a lot in compiling the syllabus into shorter ones so that you know the basics as well as what is happening in the current situation for the past 5 years or so. How to remember all the facts? It's way too difficult to say that how to remember all the facts because you can't remember all the facts. There is a possibility that things get out of your hand and you forget about what has happened. The main point relies on how you understand the subject as well as how the concepts are and how clarity are you in those concepts that's matter the most. So once you understand the basics behind all those facts, it's easier for you to remember, or to say that you won't forget those facts so easily. So it's not mandatory that you need to mug up everything or to say by heart everything and reproduce in the exam. This is not kind of an exam where they're going to evaluate your paper using what you have written in the book or what is there in the book. So it's going to be on the true scale that how your understand is how well you have understand the situation, how well you are able to analyze the question and providing the answer matters the most. Can't clear without joining the coaching institutes? No, it's not true because you have seen about the previous aspirants who have cleared those exams with more marks, though they haven't attended the coaching institutes. So it relies on whether you have to join a coaching institute or you can prepare on your own self. It's up to how hard you work on things. It also depends on the dedication that you put forth. If you think that you can't do your own stuffs, you can't get your materials, you can't prepare your materials, you can't understand things on your own, it's better you go and join in a coaching institute because you have a scheduled time over there. You need to be there, you need to attend those lessons, you need to attend their classes, you need to go through the test series that they are providing. So if you feel that you're not so confident on self study, it's better that you can join in a coaching institute. So how many hours to study? It depends upon how you grasp things. If you are a very good grasper, or if you can learn things much faster than others, it's okay that you can spend hardly 4 to 8 hours. That's maximum that anyone can go through. 8 hours is more than enough for a day if you have a time of around 1 or 1.5 years to prepare for your IAS exams. But on a different scale, if the time constraints is too less, like aspirants who are trying to crack this 2017 exam and they just only started during the month of December or January, they have to spend more hours. So the hours is inversely proportional to the time available to you. So if it is going to be more time, you can invest less hours. If it is going to be less time, you have to invest more hours. And coming to hours, reading of newspapers and getting valuable data about the current affairs involves more hardship because you need to understand each and every point, and more importantly the notes to be taken in each and every topic, like what has happened in the political sector, what has happened in the business sector, what has happened in the science and technology, what has happened in the geographical nature of the country, the fauna or flora, the deforestation, what was the agricultural output, or what was the country's economical growth, how it's impacted, even the demonetization, what effects it has caused. And there are many such things that you need to put forth from the current affairs point of view, because you need to read the newspapers daily. You need to take out points from those newspapers daily, so that you have a tabulated chart on each and every topic. So on political state, what was the new law that been imposed, what was the new amendment that been brought over. For example, you can take the case of the Jallikattu. There been a new amendment that been pushed by the Tamil Nadu government. What was the case that was happening in the Supreme Court, and why there was a closure for the Jallikattu from the Supreme Court, why they banned Jallikattu, on what terms, on what constitutional rights that they banned, and how come Tamil Nadu can able to put forth a new rule, or bring out a new rule providing to relieve that ban, and what was the constitutional rights that supported the move that Tamil Nadu has taken. So these kinds of things are to be put forth in valuable points for you, so that if there is a question asked in the exam, you will be able to relate those things. So most of the questions, around 60% of the questions in the prelims, are asked from the current affairs in each and every different topics. So you need to concentrate on every aspect of the newspaper, starting from the front page till the business and the sports page. Even in the sports page, there are questions on how the committee has been formed, why the committee has been relieved, what was the position of the sports agenda in our country, and so forth. So the hours of study that you're going to put forth is solely depends on you. No one can say that you need to spend around 16 hours or 24 hours, a complete day for this. So it's upon your own will and willingness to study for these things. So if you are going to ask me about how much hours that I can dedicatedly give this for a study, it can be maximum of 8 hours. So whether we can go with the standard books or a multiple reference book, standard book is way too good, because it's going to give you the basic idea about what the exam is going to be, what the topic is going to be, and will make you to understand the basic concept. Multiple reference is good, but you can go for a multiple reference only if you are so confident about the basics. If you are not so sure, and if you are going for a multiple reference book, you're going to get confused by the mere fact that some books are provided in a way that they deal the topic in a different way. So you can't generalizely say that each and every book has the same type of methodology to convey the concept, or written in a same fashion that everyone can understand it. For example, you can take the geography books. NCERT books are good, whereas GC Leong book is way far too advanced for people who can't really understand. So it will take time for those who are slow learners. GC Leong is some kind of a complicated book, so understanding it takes more time. In that way, you can do like if you're collecting too much of coaching materials from different variety of coaching institutes. Say I have around 3 coaching material from 3 coaching institutes. A will be emphasizing or has its insights on something specifically on environmental factor, and B will be concentrating more on geography, and C will be concentrating more on polity. So you need to decide on which material that suits you best, which makes you to understand the concept very well. So once you have understand, just Google those things. It's way too free than getting a material. So just Google those things, see which helps you to understand, note it down. That's way much more simpler than going behind multiple reference book, because you need to read the whole reference book to understand the concept, as well as if there is going to be a confusion between the first book that you have referred and the second book, that's going to put you in a point where you can't understand or you can't remember those facts easily. Writing practice is not required. It's up to you again, because some people are very good writers. They can write things fast. uh, on mains point of view, you need to have around 3 hours of time, and uh, the weightage is around 250 marks. So mostly around 18 to 20 questions are asked, and you need to write the things on time. And moreover, this is not kind of a subject where you are assured about repetitive questions. There might be different questions. There might be questions on the current affairs situations. There might be questions on more than explanatory. It might be something like comparative, or what's your justification and all that. So it will obviously take time for people to write it down. So instead of going and struggling in the examination hall, it's better to have a writing practice before preparing yourself for the exam, because that's going to help you a lot. And moreover, it's going to release your tension while writing the exam, because on the way middle, if you're going to struggle with the timing issues, obviously the rest of the questions you're going to scribble it down. So it's better that you have a writing practice. If you are a slow writer, if you are a fast writer, it's very good. There is no need of a writing practice. Do I have to attend all the questions? Considering the fact of prelims, attending all questions is good, but there is a negative marking for each and every wrong answer. They're going to deduct 1/3 of the mark from the questions for which you have given the right answers. Say if you have scored around 2 marks for the first question, and the second question goes wrong, your 2 marks has been reduced to 1.3 or 1.4 or something like that. So it's better that you answer those questions that you are very sure about, and rest of the questions, see whether you can justify your answer. So you what you have to do is that check out the answers possible, which are the possible, like they might have given you 4 statements or so, or they might have given you 4 options, and the choices will be provided in choosing about which option is good. So like there are A, B and C and D sentence, and you need to choose out of which sentence which is good. Choice A will be A and B, and choice C will be D and D, and so on and so forth. If you know that the statements are true, a particular statement is true, you can go for the elimination type of answering. So you can eliminate all those sentences which are not true, and you can finally corner the choices. Thereby you can get the probability of getting it right. So that way you can also try out those prelim questions. Apart from that, it's better to leave out those questions which you are not sure, because it's going to bring you a negative marking. But make sure that only and if you can answer around more than 60 to 70 questions, it's good, because the cutoff percentage has been staying from 120 to 140. So it's better that you are able to attend at least 60 to 70 questions which you are way too sure about it. So let's get into the syllabus part. Whether we have to prepare for prelims as well as for the mains at this consecutive time, I will give you just a hint about how it goes, because your main part is going to cover a huge lot syllabus, whereas your prelims is going to be on the facts alone. Or to say it's going to be prelims is going to be the gist of the mains. So if you prepare for your mains way too well, it's easy for you to work out for your prelims. So considering the main part, I will say how the syllabus has been postulated in the prelims. The history section as well as the geography section will constitute the mains GS paper 1. So if you are going to prepare for the GS paper 1, obviously you can easily attend the prelims history as well as geography portions. The Indian polity is obviously goes along with the GS paper 2. Apart from this, the economic and the social development will be in the GS paper 3. So sustainable the poverty, inclusion, demographic, social sector initiative will be added to the GS paper 2 along with the Indian polity. So in the next paper, that is GS 3, you're going to get all these general issues on environment, ecology, biodiversity, climatic change, as well as the technological development, economic development, social development, the business stuffs. Everything comes under in the GS paper 3. The GS paper 4 is obviously ethics. Let's see about the study materials or the books that you can refer to cover all these topics. So the history, ancient and medieval history, you can refer NCERT 11th and 12th book, as well as Tamil Nadu State Board book, 12th standard history book will do, because it has provided some valuable insight on the history of the southern region or the southern India. For modern, you can go by NCERT. But the standard books are going to be Spectrum and Bipin Chandra's book. And for culture and society, NCERT on arts, as well as you can also see the nios.com website, as well as you can refer Nitin Singhania notes. But it's been seen that the questions asked from the culture and the society are way too low. So it's better that you just give around the importance more on the modern rather than the medieval and the culture society. And for polity, Lakshmikant is going to be the standard books. And apart from that, what you have to do is that you just keep eye on the current affairs situations that are happening or that have happened in the past 5 years in regard with the polity. So whatever the political changes that has been brought, what are the constitutional changes that has been brought, what are the new rules that have been posted, what was the new amendment, what happened to the old amendment, what was the change that has been brought, why there is a need for a new amendment, why can't the old amendment be properly, why it was not been formed in a proper way. All these things on the current affairs situations can be related. Because most of the questions is going to be an indirect questions or interlinked questions. So the you should have a very vivid knowledge of what has happened, why the constitution, what are the constitution, what are the articles, which article states which rule. Everything should be on loop point, because they might be asking a question on the current situation, but the choices given for the answers will be on the constitution articles, or which articles propose which one, or they might be asked a question on the article and would have suggested you choices on the current affairs situations. So it's better that you relate all the current affairs situations which each and every topic. That's more important while preparing for the IAS exam, because it's going to be a dynamic paper, because no one is assured of what could be the outcome of the questions from which topic. This time they're going to be a more number of questions, or to say which topic to leave out, so it's of no importance. There is nothing like that, because the current situations matters a lot. So what has happened in the past 5 years brings a lot in the question papers. So concentrate more on the happenings that has happened in the past years. Thereby you can give a better performance in the exam. For geography, NCERT books from 6th to 12th will do a great thing. You can also refer GC Lyon. And maps are more too important, because each and every year there are around 3 to 4 questions that are being asked along the map. So maps of not only the country but also of the world maps are much important. So it's better that you have get a better atlas map, or a better looking map which is of more than an A3 size, so that you can understand things much better. And for environment, as for I have seen and as for I have researched, book by Shankar IAS Academy is way too good. Everyone has been recommending those books, so it's better that you get a copy of that book and you prepare, as well as check out the current happenings on the environment. What has been the changes, what was the percentage of the flora and fauna that is available, what was the count of the animal. You can't be easily remembering, but remembering the count or the decay rate of the animals, or the endangered species, or the number of the endangered species, what you can do is that just remember, if there is going to be an list of endangered species, why this species became endangered might be the point where you need to look into, and what was the actions taken to save these species. So these things will be of much importance, and what were the bodies that are controlling the actions taken by the endangered species, and what was the update given, and who is looking into that. These things are more important. It's not about the numbers that are available of the endangered species is important. So what you have to do is that if there is a list of endangered species, try to find out how these species became endangered, what was the cause for it, what was the background for this to happen. Then see about what was the action taken, what was the provisions or the providings that are provided by the government, what was the body that looks after it, what was the update, is there any kind of a global meeting for those, what is the global meeting that is happening, what was the pre-planned initiation that has been took place, how much of awareness has been provided on this particular endangered species. Each and everything is important. So just don't look on the mere facts, just go beyond those facts and try to look for reasons. And for economic survey is way too good. Each and every year you get the complete gist of what has happened in the year, and you need to look into the budget session of each and every year, because that's there might be questions on budgets too, as well as you can also refer the book by Ramesh Singh. Apart from that, if you need the basics facts about economic, you can obviously go for the NCERT, because NCERT books are going to be the standard basic building books. No one can avoid NCERT book and just go like that. So concentrate on the NCERT book. At least the 11th and 12th book will do more than enough for the basic building. So concentrate on those books, get things grasped, then go ahead with the other standard books as well as the reference books. So once you're done with the NCERT, it's way too clear that you are good with the basics. On science and technology as well as on current affairs, you can either go with Hindu or Indian Express. Try to get 1 or 2 yearbooks. Usually there are a number of yearbooks. You can get which is good for you. As well as you can go for the coaching institute's monthly module. You can get free modules from free downloads of the modules of various coaching institute from various sites. So get those monthly modules and refer to what you have created with your newspaper, because you're going to have a strategical plan about how you're going to do with these newspapers, because you need to take down notes on each and every day. So what you do is that for a month time, take notes of each and every topic that you feel important in the newspapers. Write it down, keep it as a pack, or if you are a computer geek, create an EndNote or a OneNote page, insert all the details into that. After a month, download various coaching institute notes and compare with yours and see whether you have covered the topics that they have covered. If you have done that, there is no need of looking beyond or going for the coaching institute materials. If not, what you have to do is that change the way that they have made it. So add it up to the points that you have missed in your note making section, so that thereby you can have an idea of what is important, what others feel as important, because these coaching institutes have been running for around 10 to 15 years, so they do know very well about what to take out. So if you're missing out something, what you can do is that you just compare with them, see what you are missing, find it out, take it out and put it in yours. So the next month you will know that these are the things that are important, so you can grasp it up and put it in your notes. So thereby you can make a very good material of your own for your best way, and you can understand things much faster in this way even, because when you're going to compare one thing with the other, the one thing that you have prepared, obviously it's going to stay in your mind, so you're not going to forget about what you compared and where you went wrong. Those things won't get forgotten. So as I said, why newspaper? It's going to be the Bible, because each and every year most of the questions are from the current situations and current happenings in the country as well as in the world. So the one proper way of getting it is the newspaper, and most of the newspapers not only provide the current happenings, it also increases your ability to understand certain relevant points, because let I say that there is a crisis that has happened. What they do is that they go back the time and see whether there is a same kind of a crisis that has happened before. Like there was a protest that has happened and of a particular nature, and these newspaper sections will go and research in the past for the same kind of a protest that has happened and see what were the outcomes and what was the government policy, and whether the government has accepted that protest, or what was the nature of the protest and how it happened. So you what you can get from them is that if there is going to be a situation or any kind of an happening, they're going to go and reverse engineer or reverse analyze the same kind of a situation, whether it had happened in the past, and will bring out the outcomes. So thereby you get to read about both the present and the past in the same newspaper, in the same paper. So you don't have to go and research back on your own to find out an answer, or to find out what was the amendment or the constitution rule that has been imposed. So they give you a clear-cut picture of what is happening. So if there is going to be a new rule that is imposed and the people are opposing that, they will go behind and see whether these kinds of plans have been imposed before and how was the reaction of the people at that time. So thereby you get a clear idea about what was the past happening as well as what was the present happening, and you get a very clear idea of understanding those things much faster. So that's one of the nature. And second thing is that it gives you a valuable idea on writing your essays, because the editorial section as well as other article sections will provide you a gist of how your essay is to be, because your essay is going to be on the quotes of personality. They might be asking on the quotes of personality. They ask you to use the quotes by famous leaders like Gandhiji, Mandela, Luther King, or Rabindranath Tagore, or about Nehruji, or someone, or a well-known person who has done something, who has achieved something great. So these articles, when you go through those articles, you will get an idea of how to recreate your own way of sentence, because that's more important, because the essay part is way too important for you, because it's going to have 250 marks and you can't lose marks in those things. So it's better that you read the newspaper very well, as well as it gives you an idea of how things works, because it makes you to understand the major facts about the science and technology, because there are no standard books on science and technology that you can refer, and each and everything that you have to read, have to understand, you need to go beyond that, as well as for the world happenings, or if there is going to be an invention or something like that, you can't really get into an insight of how it happened, but these newspapers will give you the insight of how it happened. So it's better that you have an habit of having taking notes of these newspapers, either it's going to be a Hindu or an Indian Express. That's your choice, whichever is okay for you, or whichever you feel comfortable with, you can go ahead with that. So let's see what were the topics that usually that you can see in the newspapers that are going to be important in taking notes for you. The front page obviously will provide you the details about the news that is contained in the whole newspaper. So your front page is more important because the title page is going to have a main important news. The city, state or neighborhood section will have importance if it is related to any of the following topics that I'm going to say. Either it is going to be on political section, or it's going to be on the science and technology section, or it's going to be on the environmental factors, or is it going to be on the economical factor. Apart from that, don't waste your time on the city, state or neighborhood section, because only questions from these topics or the subject from these topics will be of more importance. That is polity, science and technology, environment, agriculture. That's it. So the next section that you have to look is the nation, whatever the national news, and same applies in the nation news. Even one thing is that you can also look for the business aspects in these news, like what was the GDP rate, what was the economic rates, the indexes, what caused the index change, as like what has happened in the demonetization case, what was the outcome of that, how was the struggle for the country as a whole. So these kinds of questions, these kinds of topics or subjects are of major importance while preparing for your prelims, even because questions will be happening, because this year they have created this monetization, and what was the previous year that they have created the monetization, and what was the effect during those times, and who are the people involved during this, involved in the government sector. So those key points are way too important, because those key points will be there in the answers, in the options that they provide. The next one is going to be the editorial, which is going to be the must for you, because it also helps you in the essay sessions. Then you're going to get the world news as well as the business. You can concentrate more on the world news as well as on the editorial rather than the business, because at the end of the year you're going to get the economic survey, as well as you're going to prepare your notes on the union budget. So concentrating more on the business is not much of importance, but you can give a try and see whether you are in par with the economic surveys that have been prepared. So you can judge yourself whether you are able to cope up with that. So these were the institutes or the sites that I prefer from my end. So you can get into their sites or watch their YouTube videos for a better understanding, because as for 2017 IAS prelims is concerned, TR Academy is not in a position to provide all the materials at the same time. So we have just started, and on time of 2018 probably we will be having materials that are supporting for prelims. So as of now we don't have, so we recommend the other institutes. So it's kind of a marketing that we do for those institutes, but it's better that you people were able to get something out of them. So you can look into their websites, or as well as you can look into their YouTube channels for the videos, as well as for their ideas as well as suggestions, or the preparation strategies, whatever you want, whatever questions you have, you can look into them. Vision IAS, Net Academy, Insights, Sriram's Coaching Institute, I think, GS Core, Vajram, IAS Baba, as well as you can check into these two sites which provide free materials. One is Mrunal's. The website is going to be mrunal.org. So you can get the notes from the previous aspirants or the previous candidates who have passed the exams, as well as my best option will be exam.in, because you're going to get all the materials of the institutes that I have posted over here in exam.in, as well as they provide the test series materials for a way to lesser amount. So if you are interested, you can just check into these two sites and download as much as you can, so you can prepare well for the exams. So with that, this session gets over, and if you like this video, click the like button. If there is any doubts or queries, please post it in the comment section. TR Academy will be uploading classes on optional subjects such as management as well as in chemistry. So please subscribe so that you get the notifications on time. Also click that bell so that it rings when we sneeze. Thank you.